guys, my name is Kat from Vegan Diver Kat or Ocean Pancake. Today I'm talking to you about 5 ways that you can fail your open water course. I thought it would be fitting that I wore the shirt that I got on my open water course back in 2009. It's a little bit worse for wear, but I decided to turn into a tie-dye according to Jenna Marbles, and I absolutely love it. So let's get into the episode. Video. Sorry, I'm so used to saying the Ocean Pancake intro that it just happens. Anyway, 5 ways that you can fail your open water course. Now, out of all the students I have ever taught, I have only ever failed 2 students. So failing is not really an option. You get the opportunity to try a skill and to do the exam as many times as you want and as you need. You may potentially have to pay for extra days if an instructor has to spend an extra day in the open water or the pool or the classroom with you, but overall, if you want to get your open water course, you can. These 5 ways, they're not the be all and end all. There's ways around most of them, so just do not be discouraged. You can most likely get your dive course and be an amazing diver in a couple of months and dives and years. It is very different for everyone. This is my personal opinion, and I just thought it would be a little fun video. So number 1 is you can't swim. Now, some places in the world will actually certify you even if you can't swim. However, according to the PADI standards, you have to be able to swim 200 meters unaided because you're going to be in the ocean, because you're going to be in lakes, because your equipment can fail, and you need to be able to swim. So even though you do have your buoyancy control device, which is your BCD, which stays inflated whenever you're on the surface, being able to swim is so important to ensure that not only are you comfortable in the water, but you can help your buddy if things go wrong. And also, just in case, you need to know how to swim. So if you don't know how to swim, not a problem, just go and learn and then come back and do your open water course. That is always a possibility. Number 2, you have some physical condition which does not allow you to pass your open water course. Now, the most common physical conditions which stop people being able to dive are asthma related or any respiratory system related serious conditions or heart conditions. Now, this is simply because if things go wrong at depth, at 20 meters depth, for asthma, you are breathing compressed gas, and that can definitely cause an asthma attack. But again, I'm not a doctor, I'm just a scuba diving instructor. If you have any health conditions, there is a document that you actually fill out before starting your open water course, and if you check yes to any of them, like do you have asthma, do you have blah 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 conditions, then you will need to go get yourself checked by a doctor. I highly recommend you go get checked to a doctor and you stick with that, because I have heard very unfortunate stories where certified divers develop one of these conditions later in life, then check no on that list. They lie on their form, say everything is okay, and then they go on the dive, have a heart attack, and that's it. If you have a heart attack on land, that is very serious as it is, but when you have it underwater, there is the whole part of someone having to see you, having to bring you up to the surface. There is so much more time before you can get the help you need, that it's so important to not lie on any of your documentation about your health. And if your doctor says you can't dive, then unfortunately you cannot dive. It sucks, but it can be dangerous. Number 3, one of the only reasons that people would not be certified, or I would not want to certify someone, is if they refuse to follow instructions. So now this can be talking about just constantly touching coral or fish that you're not meant to be touching. This could mean pressing your inflate button instead of swimming up to the surface, putting yourself in danger. This could be playing pranks on your dive buddies by turning off their air underwater, putting themselves and you in danger. So a whole bunch of behavior which should just not be happening in divers. If you want to be a diver, you shouldn't be behaving like a misbehaved child, essentially. Following the instructions of your instructor. There is a reason. They're trying to keep you safe and make sure that you and all your dive buddies get back to the boat safely. Ooh, before I forget, I also wanted to do a shout out to Leaf Shave, who is sponsoring this video. Thank you so much, Leaf Shave. These guys are a plastic-free alternative for a razor for men and for women. You can use it for years because you just switch out the blades. There is absolutely no plastic in it, so help yourself, help your wallet, and help the planet by investing into plastic-free shaving. Head on down below and check it out. The other most common reason that people will actually fail their open water course is because they give up. They simply don't show up and don't do the open water sections of the dives. They don't do the dives in the pool. They say it's too hard and they refuse to do it. Now, this has never happened to me. I have managed to talk to all of my students that even if they're having a panic attack, even if they're really stressed out, even if they're unsure or very seasick, I have managed to get all of my students in the water to finish off their course. And I do this by telling them the truth. The underwater world is so absolutely breathtaking and beautiful and astonishing that it is worth the potential discomfort of seasickness to get into that water and do the course. Unfortunately, if you are not interested in diving and if it doesn't capture you, which is something I cannot understand, then that's your choice. And if you decide to give up, then that is why you would fail your open water course. The second reason I didn't manage to get one of my students through a course is because they weren't able to equalize. And I mean, most people struggle equalizing, which is being able to descend without pain in your ears by equalizing the airspace within your ear system and outside, since pressure increases as you go down. It's normal to have difficulties with that. I mean, when I did my advanced open water course, my instructor took me down 5 minutes before the rest of the class, simply because I struggled so much to equalize and descend. But eventually I got it. There are several tricks on what to do, and I can share them in another video if you're interested. However, there are some people who have such tight eustachian tubes that they actually cannot equalize when diving. And I worked with this lady for well over an hour, and we couldn't even get 20 centimeters under the surface. So we ended up snorkeling with our dive gear. But it made me very sad because we were diving in Cambodia and it was incredible, but she just simply could not get underwater. However, this is extremely rare, and if you're having some pain in your ear, if you're having some equalization issues, most likely, I'd say 95–97% of the time, you'll be able to work it out by just taking your time, stopping, going up a little bit, and trying again. And the last thing is you can fail your open water course if you just stop and don't do the work and don't do the skills that your instructor asks for you, if you think you're too cool and you don't want to repeat the skills that the instructor tells you to do. If you just have a bad attitude, personally, I wouldn't want to sign you off as a diver simply because my name is going to be on that diver's card for the duration of their certification, which is the duration of their life. And if this person really did not put in any effort to learn or listen to the things I'm trying to teach, then there's a chance that they may cause a dive accident or they may get themselves into some serious trouble, and I would not want to be associated with an individual like that.